Hi, it's the Irish Gypsy here to give you your February 2016 mid-month readings. These are general readings, so if they don't apply or resonate the same with everyone who watches, I suggest you check your rising and your moon sign as well. I continue to use the Gilded Tarot deck, drawing 8 cards for the month, 2 cards for each week, with an additional card as your overall theme and general feeling of the month. A special thank you to those of you who are keeping me so occupied with personal readings. It's such a great honor and a pleasure to read for you. Thank you so much for reaching out to me for those. And for those of you who are interested in personal readings, you can click on the About sign on my channel's homepage, and that will give you a little more information and detail on myself, the services I offer, and my contact information. And you can, excuse me, email me at Maggie, the number 1, McGuire at gmail.com. I am still offering a few different specials on love readings this month in honor of Valentine's Day. So if you're interested in those, please just feel free to email me. And thank you to those of you who continue to watch and listen and subscribe to my channel. Your feedback and your comments have been so positive and so fascinating, and some of them so humorous. Please keep them coming. I do love to read them. So let's get right into this. This reading is for Capricorn for February 2016 mid-month. Capricorn, February 2016 mid-month. What does the remainder of February hold for our Capricorn? Capricorn, February 2016 mid-month. Okay. We begin with the Ten of Pentacles, followed by the Seven of Pentacles, the Five of Cups, followed by the Two of Swords, the Two of Pentacles, followed by the Magician, and the King of Cups, followed by the Two of Cups. And as your overall theme or general feeling of the month, your crowning card from the bottom of the deck is the Eight of Cups. Interesting. Looks like maybe love and money this month, Capricorn. Let's take a look. Okay. So we begin with the Ten of Pentacles. Pentacles is that earthly tangible suit. Pentacles, the element is earth, and Pentacles typically points towards things in our earthly tangible environment, things we can see and touch and feel. Most often it points to things like money, finances, resources, property assets, job, things like that. And the Ten of Pentacles speaks to the successful step-by-step building of a foundation of something that proves to have quite a bit of prosperity and abundance and success in the long run in terms of the health and longevity of something. The Ten of Pentacles can also point to, it has a very strong family theme too, so this could also represent a family business, family finances, a family estate, things like that. It's a very good card to have, and tens also represent the end of a cycle, the wrapping up of something, the culmination of something. If you were going to pull a card, if you were going to begin a business or start a project of some kind and you wanted to pull one card as to the health and longevity of what the business path looked like, and you pulled the Ten of Pentacles, it's a very good sign because it represents, again, prosperity and abundance continuing to pay off down the road, but it represents more of a long-term path of health and prosperity and longevity. It's not one of the more immediate cards, but it is a very good card to have. It speaks of the foundation of something and the health and longevity, the positive health and longevity of something, be it your business, your career project you're starting. And the Ten of Pentacles also points towards this thing benefiting not only you but your family as well, or your loved ones, the people in your closest circle, if you're in a position of providing for something or for somebody or family, or if you're participating in a family business or something that pays off tangible results that you're involved in with a very close-knit circle of people. So the Ten of Pentacles is accompanied by the Seven of Pentacles, which is a card primarily of reflection and assessment, which is also what sevens point to as well. And this card represents being at a place where you're looking at something and you're wondering if what you're putting into it, what you've put into it, or what you're considering investing in is actually going to be worth it, and if it's actually going to pay off. You can see on this card that this it's harvest time. This woman has planted her seeds, she has watered and nurtured them, and they have grown to fruition, and the fruit is ready to be picked in the form of these pentacles. There's a ladder leaning up next to the tree so she can climb it, and she is holding a basket in her hand so she can pick all these pentacles. But the basket is empty because for the time being, um, she's actually weighing to see if it's actually worth it, if what she is going to be harvesting is what she has invested in it, if not more. And that's what this card really represents. And excuse the fluctuating light, there's some storm systems moving in and out today. So this combination of cards, Capricorn, somewhere around the middle of February 2016, which is right about now, and this is probably something that's already begun or is in the process, you're in the process of right now. It looks like this can play out one of two different ways, depending on which Capricorns are watching, of course. Either you are involved in something, be it a business, a family business, or something you're engaged in with a group of people, or you're looking at something, perhaps you have an opportunity, an investment opportunity. I mean, these are pentacles, so it does speak to something tangible, business, resources, a property perhaps that you're considering investing in. And you're in a reflection stage right now. Either it's an opportunity presented to you and you're looking at it and you're wondering if what you're being asked to invest in or what you're considering investing in, is it going to be worth it? Is it going to yield what you want it to yield? For some of you, this is going to be at a place where you're already involved in something, and for some reason, perhaps it's not doing so well, or there's some question about it. You're at a place where you're wondering if you should continue it, if this is actually going to be worth it. Should I continue investing my time, my money, my resources, my experience, my wisdom, whatever, into this thing? So it looks like you're in the middle of February 2016, Capricorn, considering whether something is worth investing in or something is worth the continuation of what you've already been investing in it. Now, following that, we have the Five of Cups, followed by the Two of Swords. And I kind of am feeling, as the cards are telling this story, Capricorn, that this point of reflection and assessment that you find yourself at in considering this very tangible thing. Now, for some of you, there's an equal number of pentacles and cup cards as well. So this could just represent, again, an earthly, tangible business, finance, property sort of thing that you have a lot of emotions tied up in as well. But this can also, for some of you, represent an actual relationship, or family. Perhaps some of you are married or have a family together somehow, and you're considering perhaps whether it's worth investing in. Some of you might be considering a separation or divorce. Some of you you may have had perhaps a marriage proposal, and you're considering an offer of some kind, perhaps to unite two families together, because there is an element with this Ten of Pentacles, of family too, of it not involving just you, but the people closest to you. And it looks like there's some fears and concerns about it. We have this Five of Cups. Now, cups, the element is that of water, and cups is a suit that represents our emotions, our emotional landscape and atmosphere, inner and outer. Cups is a suit that also points to love, relationships, how we relate to the people around us, our interpersonal relationships. And the Five of Cups is a card of basically crying over spilt milk, I like to call it. For some reason, Capricorn, around the middle of February 2016, maybe around the third week, it looks like you come to a place where this thing you're considering, is it worth keeping on investing in, is this long-term thing that I have, be it a business or a property or something very tangible like that, or even a relationship or a marriage, some kind of family system. Is it worth continuing in, because I feel like I've lost a lot. You can see in this picture on this card, this man is looking at these three cups, which are tipped over on the grass, and everything that's in them has been spilled out, and he's really lamenting the loss of something. He's focused very intently on what he no longer has, what no longer is, what's changed, what he feels he's lost or has been taken away from him. But this isn't the Three of Cups, this is the Five of Cups. You can see there's still two beautiful goblets standing upright in the grass behind him. He's not looking at them, he's not noticing them, because he's too focused on what's already been spilled, instead of also paying attention to what remains and what options are still left. which is really what this card points to. It points to Capricorn being in a place where you feel like you're just really focused on kind of the past, what no longer is, what no longer exists, what you've lost, what you feel has been taken away from you. But really, this card is asking you to take a look around, another look around, and realize that there are still probably some beautiful blessings that remain and some options that are still open to you. Um, After you find yourself in this kind of reflection assessment period of something. And I think I'm getting the feeling that for the larger portion of you, this is going to represent something long term that you've already invested a great deal in, and you're wondering if you should continue doing it. Again, for some of you, this is going to be very tangible money, finance, property, job, business sort of thing. And for others of you, this is going to represent a relationship, a marriage, a family unit somehow, and you're looking at what you've lost, what no longer is. Maybe it's changed into something and doesn't really look like it did when you first began, investing of yourself in it. But this card begs you to look at what actually still remains. It looks like there's some beautiful things still around you and some options still. And it leads you to a place where you're going to need to make a decision about whether to stay or whether to go, whether to keep on or whether to make a break, because the Five of Cups is also accompanied by the Two of Swords, which is one of, if not the major choice-making decision cards of the tarot. Swords, the element is that of air, and swords is a suit that points towards our thoughts, our ways of thinking, our perspective, our ideas, our reasoning, our logic. It's a very mentally cerebral suit. It's all about what goes on up in our heads. And the Two of Swords, too, is of course pointing to balance, to duality, to juggling, to holding two different things, needing to make a decision between two different things. And you can see on this card that this woman there's two swords crossed in front of her, implying that she has a decision. There's a decision that she needs to make about something. There's something that needs to be dealt with in front of her. But she's blindfolded. And this points to feeling kind of stuck, like you don't know which decision to make. And there's also, with this card, I also feel a very strong theme of compliance, of willing blindness in this, because regardless of whether you put the blindfold on yourself, Capricorn, or somebody else did, you're the one that has the power to actually remove this blindfold. The fact that she's blindfolded and with this choice in front of her implies that, well, not only does something need to be dealt with, there's something in front of you, this situation, this relationship, this business, whatever this is about, Capricorn, needs to be dealt with, a decision needs to be made. But for some reason you're keeping the blindfold on. The fact that she's blindfolded and hasn't reached up and removed it implies that there's something that you don't want to look at, because oftentimes when we're in the torturous part of decision making is actually not after we make the decision, because then we know which path to take and what actions we need to take on that path. The agony of indecision comes in that contemplation time. What do I do? And there's a very strong theme of her not being unwilling, being unable or unwilling, at least up until now, to actually take the blindfold off, because if you do, you're going to see the situation for as it really is, for what it really is, and that's going to put you in a position where you feel like you're forced to actually make a decision. Not really forced, so to speak, but that you really don't have any other options except to make this decision. So combined again with the Five of Cups, Capricorn, around the middle to the end of February, it looks like again, you're in this place. You need to make a decision whether to continue, regardless of what it is. The feeling is the same. You need to make a decision whether to keep on investing in something or to make a break from something, be it as tangible as a business or a property or something like that, or a relationship, a marriage, a family system, so to speak. You're spending too much time and too much energy focused on what no longer is, rather than taking an honest look at what remains. Is there anything left to be salvaged? Is it worth continuing? And there are still some options in front of you, and a decision needs to be made. This thing needs to be dealt with. This card strongly suggests that you take the blindfold off and look at it in the light of day and see it for what it really is. And I have a feeling, Capricorn, it's not going to be as overwhelming and as scary as you might think it is. And I might add too that you are an Earth sign, Capricorn, and one of the characteristic traits of Earth signs is to being very grounded, very reliable, very reality based, and very practical, and also very, very strong. So take the blindfold off, Capricorn. I think you've got this one. Now, following that, we have the Two of Pentacles, another juggling card, accompanied with the Magician, a beautiful major arcana card, very powerful major arcana card. So Two of Pentacles, again, that earthly tangible suit. Twos point to balance, to duality. The Two of Pentacles can point to, having to juggle two things. And I think directly following the Two of Swords, I think the primary link with this card is, again, having to make a decision between two things. Even though for the time being it looks like this man is juggling two things with apparent ease, but I always get the feeling that at some point the decision needs to be made on which pentacle he really wants to focus on. And the other thing that I notice about this card too, Capricorn, and this is also corresponding to this Five of Cups with not noticing what is still right behind you, what is still there. There's actually some very beautiful things behind this man. The Two of Pentacles is not necessarily a negative card. It's just a card about juggling two things. Perhaps you have too many things going on, and there are some things you're not noticing because your attention is so focused on these things that you're juggling, or what you no longer have, this intense focus and concentration you're putting into it. Behind this man, there's a beautiful rainbow implying good luck and good fortune. There's a lot of things in this card that imply good luck and good fortune. This rainbow, for one, there's a ship that appears to be coming in. You think of that phrase, your ship coming in, and who knows what beautiful things could be on that. There's a dolphin jumping in the water, dolphins being harbingers of good luck. But this man isn't really paying much attention or noticing them at all because his back's to them and all his focus and concentration is on these two pentacles he's juggling. So again, the same feeling about really needing to make a choice of something, and so that you can hone and focus all of your attention on one particular path. And also to take a look around and see what's remaining, see what beautiful blessings there still are, what can be salvaged, and what path to move ahead on. And you've got this covered, Capricorn, because that is Two of Pentacles is accompanied by the Magician card, which is a very strong piece of advice from God, Spirit, the divine, whatever your spiritual structure is, that you have everything that you need in order to make this decision and to successfully move down a chosen path, which is what the Magician would do. The personality of the Magician is somebody who has, from a long road of experience, has taken all the lessons he's learned, trial and error, successes, triumphs, defeats, disasters, all these life experiences, and he has used them to benefit him, to bring him to a place in his life now where he has a lot of wisdom and experience and manifested in an outward way. He now has all the tools with which to do whatever he wants to do. Not only that, but he has the experience and the know-how behind him to use those tools to be able to create whatever he wants to build, fix whatever he wants to fix, manifest whatever he wants to manifest. This is a card that speaks of very strong piece of advice in this decision-making process, this reflection and assessment, this thing that needs to be dealt with, Capricorn, this choice that needs to be made, whether to break with something or continue moving with it in a different way. The Magician card suggests strongly that you have everything that you need in order to do this. And the advice that goes along with this card is to use the accumulation of your experiences to help you manifest whatever it is that you need to in this situation. If this is regards to business, finance, property, assets, those sorts of tangible things, a job, use all the experience and the lessons that you've learned on that particular path to help you not only make the decision, but to move forward on the path that you choose. And if this is in regards to a relationship, a marriage, a family unit somehow, again, to use your experience, to use all the lessons that you've learned to help you make a decision and to move forward on this path. You've got this one covered. So at or towards the end of the month, we have the King of Cups, followed by the Two of Cups. It's a great combination, beautiful combination, particularly for those of you for whom this is going to resonate as a love reading. So the King of Cups, this can represent an actual individual in your life, Capricorn, if somebody in your sphere or somebody coming into your sphere around the end of the month. The King of Cups, cups again being that element of water, our emotions, our relationships, love. And kings represent typically individuals who are a little more mature and more reflective because they're kings. This isn't a page or a knight, this is a king. Kings usually point to somebody who's reached the mastery of their suit, and in this case it would be the mastery of the suit of cups. Emotions, love, relationships. This would be somebody who's very good in that arena, someone who's very in touch and in tune and connected and grounded with his emotions. In the reverse, this would be somebody whose emotions are out of control or who is controlled by his emotions, but this King of Cups is in the upright. So this is somebody who's very loving, very nurturing, a good listener, a really good person to seek help from. If you were being courted by the King of Cups, what a beautiful person this would be to be courted from. And he would be more traditional, you know, dinner, dancing, chocolates, flowers, maybe a little poetry. This is somebody who would pay attention to your favorite flower, your favorite color, that sort of thing. Somebody who's very loving, very nurturing, very romantic, and very traditional and ideal about how he views love and relationships and romance and things like that. Very solid individual, but again, very emotional, very loving, in a very positive way. So this card, and again, this could represent somebody who's, if not in your sphere, or coming into your sphere. And for some of you, this could represent somebody coming in to kind of help you in whatever it is you're dealing with. This could also be the person, for those of you for whom this resonates as a relationship, considering a marriage, divorce, that sort of thing. Could represent that individual or somebody coming in to help facilitate this choosing a path, so to speak, but a very, very helpful individual. And the King of Cups is paired with the Two of Cups, which is often referred to as the soulmate card. This card represents a union between two people or two entities that actually goes beyond just the physical, tangible, chemical, physical attraction, or oh, you breathe air too. Wow, we have so much in common. It goes way beyond that. This is a meeting of the mind, the heart, the soul, the spirit. This is a karmic connection. This is a union that's blessed and cradled and touched by the divine, too, as you can see by this almost holy light that's connecting these two individuals over these beautiful, beautiful goblets set in water, which is the element of cups. So, combined with the King of Cups, Capricorn, I feel like for those of you for whom this is resonating as a where you find yourself in this reflection, consideration period of whether or not to continue investing in this relationship, this marriage, this union somehow. It looks like it. I mean, it looks like there's a lot to be garnered because there's some also by continuing, because there's also a couple of very strong messages about not really looking at what still remains, only focusing on what's changed that you don't like or what no longer is. And there's a very strong message that you're not paying enough attention, perhaps, to the good that still remains in this relationship or this individual, and that some caution and care needs to be exercised in doing that. And the Magician speaks of again, it's major arcana card, so it's significant and profound advice about that you have the ability within you to. Um, I, I mean, to me, it's the feeling that this is not only salvageable, but that you have the ability to be able to kind of bring this whole thing together and make it and help make it a really beautiful coming together and a union. For some of you for whom this resonates as somebody coming into your sphere, making you an offer, perhaps a relationship is moving to the next level, and you have some concerns about whether it can work, particularly if you're bringing two family units together where there's children or extended family involved. There's a decision that needs to be made, but really, regardless of what the content is, Capricorn, because again, this can play out two completely different ways depending on what kind of Capricorn you are and what do you have in your natal chart. But it looks like this relationship, this union, this marriage, this contract, because the Two of Cups can represent that too. It really just represents a coming together in a very beautiful and very fit way, a way that works on a variety of levels uh, other than just the tangible. It looks to be a very beautiful one as well. If this King of Cups is resonating as an actual individual in your life, and I think for the majority of you it is, it could be a water sign, which would be Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or just somebody who has a lot of water in their natal chart, or someone who manifests the character traits of the King of Cups. But this looks like a very good coming together, a very good union, a very good relationship. If this is a relationship that's been on the rocks, it looks like there's still a lot of good that remains, and that both of you actually have it within your power to salvage it and to make it really beautiful, if not what it was, to make it better and stronger. And again, for those of you for whom this is going to resonate as something purely pentacle based, more tangible in terms of job, money, finances, resource, property, a family business, um, some kind of project that benefits not only you or that affects not only you but the people closest to you. This could represent an offer, a contract, a union of some kind that, while it looks like you have some fears and concerns, still offers some really good opportunities. And at the end of the day, i.e., at the end of the month, it looks like the possibility for it to be a really beautiful union, a really beautiful joining together is quite high. If you start paying attention to what is still around you, what remains, what options there still is, and use your experience, use all of what you have learned to bring this thing together, to fix it, to salvage it, to make it better and stronger. You have the ability to do that, Capricorn. Let me just take a look and see if I can get anything else. I feel like it's really two separate things for two separate groups of Capricorns, but for some of you, it's all going to be kind of tangled up together because it looks like an equal amount of there's an equal amount of pentacles and an equal amount of cups. So actually, there's one more cup in your crowning card. So I also think there's a very strong element of what do you want in this, in this reading, Capricorn, and perhaps that's going to be the clincher in helping you make the decision. What you feel, again, and this is a theme that I talk about a lot in almost all of my readings, is, we all have a set of a kind of a range of emotions within us in terms of how we appropriate our own action, that tells us, yes, this is good, yes, this isn't. And a lot of times we ignore the feelings we have because we go on a path that we want, even though there's red flags saying perhaps that's not the best path, or maybe we want a different path, but the people around us think we should choose something else, so we do that. But really, when it comes down to it, and again, in terms of helping make this decision, um, it really comes down to what you want, what you know to be the right and true and authentic path for you for your own fulfillment. What's really going to fulfill you and bring you joy and benefit those around you as well. And that theme is kind of continued in your crowning card, which is the Eight of Cups. Again, that watery emotional suit. And the Eight of Cups is a card about leaving, about leaving what no longer fulfills you and moving into something else that does. You can see there's 8 cups on the ground behind this man, and some of them are upright and some of them are tipped over and spilled. The implication being that this man has tasted and drunk from most, if not all, of these cups, and while he has maybe found them distracting or pleasurable for a time, ultimately he hasn't found any of them fulfilling, and so he's ready to move on and find where his joy is, basically where his path lies. You can see he's dressed for travel. He has his hat on, his staff in his hand, his back is to us. He's ready to go. He's surveying the horizon. Where do I go? So I think, Capricorn, there's a very strong theme this month. It looks like it's all about making this major decision. Again, whether it's very tangible and just concrete in terms of money, finance, job stuff, or relationships, marriage, or some kind of combination of the two, something that includes more than just you. And there's a feeling about that there needs to be a moving away from what you no longer find fulfilling and what no longer works. And this doesn't necessarily have to reflect in a complete break, just finding out what no longer works in this situation and creating what does, or, making a decision to move on a different path. So pretty interesting and pretty impactful and significant for the last half of February, Capricorn, just like all of the signs that I've done this month. So we'll see what March 2016 brings for you as well if the cards continue to choose to follow this path. So Capricorn, I hope you've enjoyed this reading. I hope it's resonated for you, or at least given you some food for thought, maybe a little clarity on what lies ahead. If you're interested in a personal reading, feel free to click on the About sign on my channel's homepage or email me at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. And I will see you in a couple of weeks for the March 2016 general readings. And until then, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. Thanks for watching, Capricorn, and I'll see you later.